Hi. Thank you for listening to episode number 1, which is usually the most feared episode of any podcaster. This is If I Died Tonight. I got a lot riding on this one. My name is Ken Blanchard. I'm about to give my best effort and hope it does what it's supposed to do. This week we start with relationships and 9 things that can make you lose focus. The title of this week's show is Everybody Plays the Fool. Next week, we talk about depression. And the website for all of this can be found at kenspodcast.com. That's Ken with 2 N's. Speak Life Church Incorporated presents If I Died Tonight. This week we're talking about relationships. Yeah, even those who don't have one. You see, sometimes you think that you'll never get one, that you'll always be stuck, that you'll always be alone, that you'll always be isolated, and this lack of hope, this feeling that your situation will never change, is what's bringing you down. Before I share a story with you, a true story, by the way, I want to let you know that if you think that you won't be missed or that the world will be better off without you, you're wrong. The opinions expressed on this show will be coming from my belief in the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, from my life's experiences. I'll be quoting from the Holy Bible. I'll be quoting from the Talmud and the Torah, and even Motown. Yeah, you weren't expecting that last one, were you? Well, this week's show is called Everybody Plays the Fool. Back in 1972, there was a group called The Main Ingredient, and the headliner was a guy by the name of Cuba Gooding Sr. Now, the lyrics are right on time because they reminded me of what happened when I was in the Marine Corps back in 1984. We just had a big party at our house on Friday night. There was tons of people, tons of women, tons of dancing, tons of liquor. We were having a good time, y'all. And one of the Marines drank a lot. That was his thing. He drank until he was stupid. Often. And this time, I believe he was trying to get the nerve up to propose to a young lady. And by the end of the night, she had turned him down. Nobody knew that. But he went to bed, heartbroken. And after only a few hours of sleep, he got up and went to work. He worked the midnight shift at the American Embassy. I was his relief. So when I arrived, a little bit before 6 a.m., in my dress blues, to relieve him, I watched him preparing to sign off a post. He was writing in the logbook. He was muttering to himself. And then he did something that I have never seen anybody do before. He unholstered his service revolver. He cocked a hammerback and put the barrel to his temple. I heard him mumble some of the things that most people say when they think that nobody loves them, that nobody cares, that they'll never have anybody, that their love has been rejected. And then my feet got wings. I flew. I was able to catch the gun before the trigger fell. I was able to tackle my friend and take the revolver away from him. I was able to console him until I had reinforcements, till my other partner showed up for work. I had never seen this before. But it didn't stop there. As we were talking to him, as we were calling other people, trying to figure out what to do with our friend, he went into a seizure. He fell into a pool in the middle of the lobby and almost drowned. I mean, the pool was only about 6 inches deep. But in his state, if I had left him there, he would have surely drowned. So we pulled him out. We didn't know about what to do when there was a seizure. So we're looking for name tags, and that's what we found actually. We're looking for things to put in his mouth so that he won't swallow his tongue, we thought. That was all wrong and bad advice. But he rolled around, and we finally turned him on his side and held him until the medics came. Not quite sure what happened, but they took him away. And in our debrief, I mentioned, by the way, he also was trying to hurt himself. The lyrics to that song start off with, okay, so your heart is broken. You're sitting around moping, crying. You say you're even thinking about dying? Well, before you do anything rash, baby, dig this. And then it starts the hook. Everybody plays the fool. Sometimes. There's no exception to the rule. Listen, baby, it may be factual. It may be cruel. I ain't lying. Everybody plays the fool. I've learned several things about relationships over my years. One is that courtship, relationship, dating, and all that is probably our least practiced thing that we do socially. And some people have the social skills of a first grader, and they still have crushes, and they still think certain things are advances and acknowledgments and whatever in a relationship, and it's not so. Some of the best people who know about the human dynamic are basically prostitutes, con artists, and people who are predators, folks who have practiced the craft of the human dynamic. The bad part about that is you're also so tainted that you don't appreciate love anymore. You don't appreciate genuine feelings anymore. You are almost numb to giving somebody a chance. But if you haven't dated that many people, then the instances that happen to you are even more severe. The events that happen in your life and your social life look even more tragic. If you're prospecting and you're only in a bucket, then your chances are fewer. If you move to a pond, you have better chances to catch something. If you move to a river, even better. If you move to a lake, even better. If you move to an ocean, almost unlimited chances of what could be caught. And then the problem is, do you keep what you caught or do you throw it back? How do you know when you got something good? How do you not mess up what you did catch? How do you cultivate and work with what you have? Some people give up too quick. Most of us give up too quick. I know some guys who are on a timeline, and as soon as they get the car, as soon as they get the house, they're looking for a wife. And they don't look far. They look as far as they can throw, when their best partner might be in another state, another country, but they are limited because they are inexperienced in the things of relationships. And again, it goes both ways. There are those who have screwed everybody, and now they can't feel anything anymore. They don't know good when they have it. And they start to second guess themselves about maybe that one was okay and I messed up. And again, comparison is the thief of joy. The song further goes on to say that falling in love is such an easy thing to do, but there's no guarantee that the one you love is going to love you. Loving eyes they cannot see, a certain person could never be. Love runs deeper than any ocean. It clouds your mind with emotion. See, this is good stuff, right? My Marine buddy had been drinking for so long that the alcohol had become a depressant to him. It had changed his physical makeup, his body makeup. Even though he was in good shape being a Marine, he was suffering with depression. Alcohol kept him there. He drank, he thought, to make him feel better, but it always made him crash lower than he had to be. And find out later that he had some other chemical imbalances. And with proper care, he got straight. And the woman that he was so in love with that had turned him down just wasn't ready then. I believe they got together again after he got dried out a little bit. Your perfect mate, your relationship, the person that you're looking for, may not be within a stone's throw of you. Or you might not be ready for a relationship right now because of your mindset, because of how you are. And you have to own that. You have to own both. Are you ready? And are you looking in the right places? And if you are, what are you looking for? Don't put the pressure on yourself about your age and what other people are doing. All of that helps you get sad, helps you get down about where you are in your life. Everybody has their own path to take. And sometimes you got to make a stupid mistake to learn. Failing helps you sometimes if you can realize your mistake and not repeat it. Because everybody plays the fool sometimes. So you're making yourself sick. You're thinking about your mortality, and it can be overwhelming. And before there was a pandemic, you're watching folks die. You're forcing to see loved ones through screens or not at all. And it's how we process things. People are grieving and trying to work through it. We're in the midst of trying to stay safe from viruses and angry people. Mobs, zealots, riots are out there. Are you beating yourself up right now? Are you making your situation worse? It would be wise for us to give relationships at least the same amount of thought and time we give to exercise. If you're a leader of a community at work, in your neighborhood, or anywhere, invest time in helping people strengthen their relationships with each other. But start by taking care of yourself. Intentionally preserve and deepen relationships with close friends and family. Have more than one person you're close to. People who rely on you and in whom you can be comfortably relied upon. If you find yourself on the path of feeling utterly alone and despaired, if you feel like the only way out is death, turn to a person you trust. They will be so happy that you did, and ultimately you will be too. If there isn't someone like that in your life, turn to people who care about you even before meeting you, like the amazing folks at the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline, who will talk with you 24/7 at 1-800-273-8255. You missed that one? 1-800-273-8255. In the New Testament book of Corinthians, the Bible says that no temptation has ever overtaken you except something common to mankind, and God is faithful. He will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able. But with the temptation, He'll provide the way out so that you will be able to endure it. No matter what you're going through, you are strong enough to get through it, to get around it, to get under it. And you don't want to quit before the cake is done. How you get out will teach you something, will strengthen you, will make you better tomorrow. But if you quit now, if you die tonight, you'll never learn. You'll never get better. You'll never make it what you're trying to do. You'll never succeed. And I want you to make it. I want you to succeed. If you think that if you're gone, you won't be missed, or that the world will be better off without you, I'm here to tell you that you're wrong. In every episode, I'm going to try to give you a tip on how to get through tough times. Are you ready for this week's? This week is the 9 habits that drain your focus every day. If you can overcome these 9 things, you'll do better tomorrow. You ready? Tip of the week. Here are 9 habits that drain your focus every day. The first one is saying yes to everything. If you say no more often, you'll make room for what really matters to you. And you'll have a calendar filled with events that you really want to do and not the ones that you don't really want to do in the first place. The second, wasting time versus relaxing. If you want to relax, then really relax. Do not waste your time on activities that do not do anything for you. Watch how the activity is making you feel and change it if you don't feel better afterwards. Number 3, watching quick-fire episodes. Most YouTube videos and TV shows force your brain into quick-fire mode with their countless signals, bright colors, and loud noises, and it will ruin your long-term low-fire concentration mode as you get used to them. Ooh, never knew that one before, right? 4, being hydrated. A lack of water means a lack of oxygen for your brain, which it thrives or dies upon. So keep the oxygen flow high. Drink more water. Number 5, trying to multitask. Believe it or not, it is physically impossible to multitask. Your brain cannot handle it and just switches between tasks very quickly. But by doing so, it drains your energy far faster than if you just stuck to one thing. Number 6, eating heavy foods. Heavy foods take more energy from your body to digest. Afterwards, they give more energy as well, but you need to account for about 1 to 2 hours of digestion after eating a heavy meal. That will make it harder to focus. The tip here, eat light, stay active, stay focused. Number 7, an unclean environment. Why do you think top-performing CEO offices are always spotless? It's because they know they will feel better in a clean environment, and so will you. Get rid of the junk, remove everything unnecessary, and keep your space clean. You'll be able to create more, think more, do more, relax better. Number 8, getting hooked on instant rewards. This is a big one. Folks are always trying to sell you something. Everything that gives you an instant release of dopamine is bad for your long-term projects, including focus. When you switch from instant dopamine to something that takes you far longer, it'll be far more difficult to sustain yourself. And finally, number 9, not planning your day fully. Leave some space in your calendar and you will find a way to drain your focus during that time. White space are only an opening for yourself to resort to your old destructive habits. Don't try to keep yourself busy, but try to make yourself do things that are constructive, that you can take your plate off tomorrow, make tomorrow better. Just want to do something for tomorrow. You know that idle hands are the devil's workshop. Think about that. Don't waste time. You can't own it. You can't buy more of it. You can't save any of it. Time is free, but it's priceless. You can't own it, but you can use it. You can't keep it, but you can spend it. And once you've lost it, you can never get it back. All right, that's it for this week. If you like what you heard, please share this with somebody. Please let me know. You can call me toll free whenever you have time at 443-360-5421. 443-360-5421. You can leave a message and I'll call you back. I would love to hear what you thought about this first episode. If you would like to contact me, if you would like to see the show notes for this episode, they'll be found at kenblanchard.com. That's Kenn Blanchard, BLANCHARD.com. My contact information, my phone number, my email address, it's all there. Thanks again for listening, downloading, and supporting this show. The truth is, any of us could die tomorrow. But if you spend any amount of time thinking about ending your life, about dying, you'll miss out on the best part and the reason for you being here. If you are in crisis, call the toll-free National Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK or 1-800-273-8255. It's available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. All calls are confidential, or you can hit them online at suicidepreventionlifeline.org. The one thing I've told quite a few people that were thinking about ending their life was if they think that the world would be better off with them gone, that they're wrong. Just in case nobody has told you this today, I love you. And there's not a damn thing you can do about it. Until next week, shalom, baby. Hey, you know what? I talked about Everybody Plays the Fool. And maybe you never heard of the song. Well, here's a really bad version of it from me. Talk to you later. Okay. So your heart is broken. You're sitting around moping, crying. You say you're even thinking about dying? Well, before you do anything rash, baby, dig this.
Everybody plays the fool.
Sometimes. Listen, baby, I ain't lying.
everybody plays the fool. Ooh.
Falling in love is such an easy thing to do, but there's no guarantee that the one you love is gonna love you. Oh, loving eyes they cannot see, a certain person could never be. Love runs deeper than any ocean. It clouds your mind with emotion.
Everybody plays the fool.
Sometimes.
No exception to the rule.
Listen, baby,
Baby, that's you, baby.
I ain't lying.